What's going on, tubes? I was out here fooling around in the shop today, and I realized I haven't really done a video out here in like a long time. I've been horsing around with this cabinet for a while. This is kind of like a pantry cabinet for my parents. This is really nothing special. I was gonna do a video series on it, but I don't know. I got working on it one day and I got distracted and I didn't get back to it for about a week or two. And I've been just kind of thinking with it here and there. I'm just kind of getting it prepped, finish up the final touches so I can go ahead and spray this, and then I can put it together. I'm just using up a lot of scrap for this. The sides and stuff, I went out and got some plywood for it. But I had a bunch of half-inch plywood sitting around. I got that worked up for the backs. I don't even remember why I even bought this, but I have a bunch of it. And I still got 3 sheets in there I gotta find something to do with. I'm tired of looking at it. Need to make some room. The same with this pine. This pine, some of it was left over from some other projects I did a long time ago. Some of it was a project I started, and then I think the customer backed out on me, so I had a couple of frames laying around, so I cut up. You know, that's why this had some pocket holes in it. But I'm gonna hide it behind here. Like I said, the only reason why I'm even doing this is because I know my mom, and she likes to overload everything. That's why I just want to put something here on the front of the shelves just to kind of beef them up a little bit. But I didn't want to get too carried away with it. That's why I only cut these at 1 inch. So they just kind of overhang the shelves a little bit. Got that whole pile of shelves to do right there. As far as tools, have I got any new tools lately? I have not. I think I've briefly mentioned in some of my past videos I've kind of gotten into doing handyman work. And that's actually doing real good for me. It's way easier to get handyman work than it is woodworking work, at least around here. Which is why I really haven't been doing a whole lot of projects out here. You know, last winter I had probably like 5 or 6 jobs lined up to do out here this summer. And then they all kind of turned into handyman jobs. I mean, people are all about custom cabinets and whatnot until you start talking price, and then they realize they're not so much into the custom cabinets no more. But you know, turning into handyman work, they went out and bought cabinets. I think 1 or 2 of them I went out and bought the cabinets for them, so I got to mark them up a little bit. So it's all good. I mean, I'm getting paid either way. So, you know, being in my day job, I'm a custom cabinet maker too. And you know, in the custom cabinet maker trade, we don't usually wear tool belts at all. For one thing, it's real easy to bump into cabinets and scratch them all up. So now that I'm kind of doing handyman work, I'm finding I really need a tool belt. But you know, I go into Lowe's and Home Depot, kind of look at what they have, and it's like I don't even know what I want. I've never had to use a belt, and like what would work good for me? And then, you know, getting into the handyman game, I've been watching different guys on YouTube who talk about it, and the one guy I do watch, he's big into this Stanley vest, and I seen on Amazon where they basically marked it down to half price, so I'm like, yeah, I'm jumping on this. I think with Prime I paid like 31 bucks or something for this. I don't remember. It was, I think normally they're like 75 or whatever, so For that kind of price, definitely give this a try. I mean, plenty of pockets here for different tools and stuff. Then, this was, I talked about this in a video like last year when I did this. I had a bunch of chainsaw shavings basically from when I cut up all these logs. I made a bunch of centerpieces out of this stuff, and that wedding was actually, it'll be a year ago this coming Saturday, I believe. So that's how long this stuff's been sitting here. I don't remember if it was on Pinterest or somewhere I read where someone was talking about using the sawdust and it will draw moisture out of wet wood, and all this wood was wet when I put it in here. This piece feels pretty good actually, but this piece was sitting on top where it was exposed to air. This piece is damp on the bottom still. And it definitely cracked, so it did nothing to prevent. I know that's one of the things they said it will help prevent cracking. Well, no. Then I had this bowl, which I started this bowl like a long time ago, and it was always so wet. And I didn't want to finish it because I was afraid that someday it would split. This bowl is actually feeling pretty good. This is like one of the few things in this picture that feels good. And then this, I don't know what kind of wood this is. This is some log I picked out of my backyard when I was cutting down a bunch of trees. It was probably a bush that overgrew, I'm guessing. I don't know, but it has this like reddish hue to it that looks not too shabby. Cut up some pen blanks. And actually, as you can see, I was gonna try to make a pen out, but it was so wet. It was crazy. These actually feel not too shabby. But this stick, I had driven down into the sawdust quite a ways, and there's definitely some moisture in there after a year. And same with, yeah, this side. This side would have been the farthest down, and that's definitely still damp. This piece felt damp when I first pulled it out, but it doesn't feel too shabby now. Because I'd have to actually cut into it to see what's going on. And I don't remember what else I hid in here. There could be treasures in here that I completely forgot about. Or there could be mice or something in here hiding too, who knows. Probably not. I haven't really seen too many mice in this shop. I have seen a couple moles come in here, but I caught them on the sticky trap and solved that problem. Yeah, I guess that's all I had in there. But that's what I got coming up here. I was kind of planning on getting the power ran out here this winter, but with the handyman jobs I have coming up here, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I need to dig a trench where the conduit comes now before it freezes, because once it freezes out there or it gets too wet and sloppy, I'm not going to want to deal with it. So I don't know. We'll have to see what the weather does. You know, this is Wisconsin. It can be 90 degrees one day this time of year, and it could be 35 degrees the next day. So it's always a wait and see situation around here this time of year. And this is the first week in October. I think it's October 3rd right now. So I have a month and a half before hunting season gets here. And usually once hunting gets here, it's when it gets too cold to do stuff like that. Because we usually have our first good freeze or snowfall around that time. But, you know, sometimes in December it can get back up in the 50s and 60s, you know. You never know around here. So this video is getting way too long, so that will be it for my... Oh, I did get some new tools. I went to the Harbor Freight and I seen this. I was looking for something like this anyways for my drill press. Little sanding drums. I'm gonna give this a try. My hopes aren't too high. I mean, I don't know what I paid for this at Harbor Freight. It's probably like $4 or something ridiculous like that. So we'll see what kind of quality that is. But hell, if it works, it works. And I picked up a bunch more moving blankets because their moving blankets are wicked cheap. I mean, their quality isn't the greatest. Like these black ones I bought off of Amazon, I think they were like 15 bucks a piece, and they're pretty heavy. Real good at protecting cabinets or whatever you got to move around. But you know, doing a lot of this handyman stuff, sometimes you just need something to put over furniture or whatever, you know, to protect something while you're working. And I went in with a coupon and I bought a bunch of these for like $5 each. It was ridiculous. So for $5 each, I'll buy the... I mean, the quality of these are definitely not what these more expensive ones were, but... And they're definitely not as thick. They're probably about half as thick, but... When you gotta protect something, you gotta protect something. Yeah, that's all I got going on.